Hello viewers and welcome to Reminiscences. Today we are in Bauchi and our guest is Senator Salisu Musa Matori, who is a Bauchi man, and after studying here for his primary and secondary school, he was in one of the early staff of UAC, the United UAC, one of the early staff of UAC, before he moved to Total Nigeria Limited, which is an oil company. Eventually set up as an oil dealer himself and a businessman. In addition, of course, he has been a politician and a senator representing Bauchi between actually elected twice, but holding office more substantially in 1999 to 2003. Senator, welcome to the program. And let me start by asking you about your early life. Is it here in Bauchi, as I said?
Bauchi and Jos and Kano. I would like to add here, you omit some few in the prefix of my name. I'm the Masani of Bauchi, which I'm very proud of. I received a national honor of MFR from President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That is the little correction that I make.
It's totally in order. That's part of your introduction.
Thank you. I was born 22nd of April 1941 in Bauchi to the family of Ibrahim Musa Matori and Hafsat Musa Matori, which is highly, highly respectable, because in the Matori house consists of three major things. One, they are malams, if that's the correct name. Girani malamai. Secondly, they are merchants, very, very wealthy merchants whose trading activities cut across from Timbuktu to the sea, from the sea down to the hinterland of the Saharan Africa. That was prior to the coming of Europeans, so to speak.
From Kano.
Which also, happens to be a route.
Right.
And then later on, because of the excellent relationship between the Yakubu of Bauchi, then he came back from Degel.
Yes.
Because we're talking of during Degel, not even Sokoto itself, because Sokoto was not in existence at that time. Yes. So they have been mingling together. At that time, the atmosphere was this. The businessmen of those period with the educationists, madams, and the ruling class, they are interwoven.
Yes. That
was how they were then until the coming of the white people.
Yes.
When the slave trade was abolished, the entire business activities now get into other areas of human endeavor.
Yes. So was your father himself based here in Bauchi? That's why you grew up here?
Yes. Yes. He was in Bauchi, he was in Kano. These are the two major trading posts, if you like. And they try their best.
Yes.
In spite of all the odds and the difficulties and the problems of those areas. You see, we've been told by our grandparents at that time, it's like going to a war, because you will see in the caravan there are about maybe 200-300 horses, camels, and so on. And then they have, for example, here in Bauchi, they always at the morning, immediately after Salang Asba, morning prayer. So they set up. The first stop or camping is in a place called here Gudum. It's not far away from here.
Yeah, so it's a slow journey.
They will stop there and then prepare everything, and then they start in the morning. If they leave Bauchi before they get back, sometime it's 6 months, sometime 1 year.
On a trip.
Yes. So that was then. But later on, when the white men came, and then they introduced their own way, and they introduced their way of life.
Yeah.
Which, fortunately or unfortunately, fortunately because the slave trade is now abolished, that is the fortunate aspect of it. The unfortunate aspect of it is the introduction of a totally new way of life.
Yeah. Was slave trade an important aspect of this merchant trading in those days?
Frankly speaking, no.
Yeah.
But they in the caravans,
Yes.
there are slaves.
Yes.
But you cannot say slaves per se, because most of them, they are part and parcel of the family.
Yes.
You know, it's like a enlarged family.
So you didn't quite join this caravan of your grandparents.
I was not born.
Yeah, so when you are born, by then the white men were here, and you started schooling, going to the, yes. Tell us about that.
Well, you see, at that time, question of schooling, it is, to begin with, generally speaking, people are a bit skeptical of what is the intention of the white man. The first thing that always come to mind first was thinking it was a religious outfit.
How was schooling then? You did all your schooling here in Bauchi? Primary, secondary?
Mostly in Jos. And it may interest you to know, it's a missionary school. Ekwa, which becomes, then it was Sudan Interior Mission, SIM.
So you didn't see it as something that might change you from your religion to...
It would have changed me, it didn't.
Yeah.
We have so many classmates, and we have so many young friends. They are Christians who are Muslims, and there was no, there's a coexistence and harmony. Truly speaking, I still remember so many of them, both men and girls, who grew up together.
After schooling, you went straight to work in UAC. I think that's United Africa Company?
Correct.
Yes.
United Africa Company, that's right. That time it is Gidan Niger, Gidan Goldie, and so on.
This is in Kano.
Yes. You see, let me say, the outfit of Matori, we have a variety of businesses, ranging from groundnut, which was a major thing, cotton, which was also a major item, all other produce that, you know, come from the farm. You see, like in Bauchi here, we grew up in one location, you will have about 200 to 300 pyramids of groundnut. And as for the cotton, we have in our house, we have about 7 markets. Some are in Kalshingi in Gombe, then it's part of Bauchi province. And so many other areas like that, including Giade in the Katagun, the now Katagun area, district. and quite a number
These
of...
were markets you used to go to?
Yes, we buy. We buy, we call it ploti at that time. We buy and store at the appropriate time. Companies like UAC, which is United Africa Company, mainly doing the trading. We have the CFAO, which is called Company Afrique, Company France de l'Afrique, which is also doing the same thing, produce hide and skins and so on, and the gum Arabic and all this. But principally, groundnut and cotton are the major items.
But did going to UAC as a staff, as a worker, mean that you have left the family business instead of continuing?
We have an excellent relation between UAC, as I told you, and our house.
Okay, the Matori.
We do the hide and skin, we do the variety of things. So always the interest as a young man, is to work like we do see Waziri Ibrahim then.
Okay, he was there in UAC also.
He was a very young man.
Yes.
We always try to copy how he put his cap, and you see the inspirations that young generation always drive is from the predecessors. If they are, sometimes even their mode of dressing can influence a child, like those who joined the military. I remember here in Bauchi, when they came, they do camping. Yes. In the present day, Kaswongunti down. And people join, they say anybody who wants to join, let him come. They go with their drum and things like that. So people became interested, and quite a number of boys joined. So it's the same thing with the companies.
You didn't stay long. You moved to Total. Why did you make the switch?
Also influence of friends. And I just mentioned to you, like Yusuf Ali,
yes,
who is, at that time, he was not even in Total. His junior brother is one of my best friends, let Kashim. And he was there, so we were influenced. And at that time, it is very fashionable for you to work in UAC, quite all right. But it's also more fashionable and fashionable to be with the oil company. At that time, Mobile with the quite a number of people is very interesting. And then later on, we go to Total and then Ajib. Ajib is the last one that came in. So it was a very fashionable to work for. So
yeah. So in Total, from a worker, you also became a dealer.
Absolutely.
How was that transition? Is it normal or something that?
Absolutely. It's upliftment. Upliftment with people like Yusuf Ali. Even because at that time, to give you a station to be selling by itself is a recognition of integrity and honor, and shows that you have a strong background, that even if their money is stolen or disappeared or something, they know it's not, it will not be something that they create confidence. So we're very proud of that. And Alhaji Yusuf Ali was manager also. I think he joined as a manager. So he introduced us. We were in Lagos again, Marina. We went for a course and then sent us to Apapa at that time. And then when we come back, we continue.
So being a dealer means you're on your own. You are now more in a businessman now rather than a staff.
what makes it difference in total at that time, I don't know now. It does not necessarily mean you are independent per se, because total have a system where they maintain close supervision so that you don't lose, because if you lose, they lose. Total was one of the last that they maintain their own system. If you look at the system in Kano, and if you go to Maradi, it's the same. Virtually the same system they continue to maintain even after independence.
So at what point did you really then become on your own as a businessman?
Well, after I spent quite a number of years that I was with the Total quite all right. Yeah. But in the industry, apart from Total, most of the companies, beginning from Ajib to Mobile, Texaco, and so on, yeah, more or less on their own from the very beginning. But Total, they try to maintain a kind of continuation of supervision, which I still remember and I enjoyed it. It was because it makes people disciplined. Even spending, even everything is very interesting.
So did you remain in the oil business or did you diversify? Because you seem to have done many things beside oil.
Yes. We diversify quite all right. You know, we were in all kind of produce, ranging from the groundnut to cotton to shea nut. At that time, there was a company very strong. You know, we have lost a lot. We have lost a lot. So that company is called NIPC. It's a produce marketing.
Is it a government company?
Oh, it's a federal government.
Okay. NIPC.
Yeah, I think it's something Nigerian produce in either NIPC or something like that. But they are headquarters in Lagos, and they are one of the richest. You know, it's like marketing board, which we have in the regions. You have Northern States Marketing Board, you have Western Marketing Board, which is in charge of cocoa and other items. Here in the north, groundnut, cotton, hide and skin, and other items. And also in the east, you also have Eastern Nigeria Marketing Board. Those are the marketing boards that now feed the National Produce Marketing Board, which it buy from all the marketing boards. When it's buy from the marketing board, then it sells on the floor in London. You'll find that they are quoting. They will quote for prices, and the price keeps on fluctuating and changing and so on. Nigeria at that time was really on its feet when it comes to question of trading, national trading. But later on, things change.
Why, as a businessman, at what point do you think this change started? When is the heyday when you are making money, and when did it really change suddenly?
So, change. I wanted to understand that change first.
When did the decline start? I mean, you are saying this is a good period when our produce was on the London Stock Exchange. People like you are making money.
Yes, and then very good money.
So what happened? Why are things different now?
This is a very interesting question. Interesting in the sense that if we are to go through this issue, I don't know how long it will take us, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 days. But let me tell you something, which I believe those listening and watching might have understood what I am saying. People continue to talk of the fall in agricultural production, that we don't produce anymore because the farmer is complaining that there is no marketing board to buy. So if you produce, you end up with whatever you produce because the capacity is beyond the production. It started all that. But people do not stop to ask what bring about this supply more than the demand. The companies that are dealing in groundnut, in shea nut, in all other products, they buy from the National Produce Company and ship it to different parts of the world. But they sell it at the stock exchange and then they ship it. But unfortunately, our groundnut, which used to be the best groundnut, apart from the one in Senegal, I think, or somewhere in West African, French West Africa, our own was the best. Our market was excellent. Our cotton, we are competing with the Sudan and Chad, because the cotton in Sudan and Chad is a long span and it is of luxury, is a high quality. Yeah. So the groundnuts, instead of sending clean groundnut, healthy groundnut, our people develop the habit of
adulterating.
Adulteration. Adulteration was the one that killed the agriculture. Call me anytime. It is that that killed the agriculture, because the groundnut, instead of sending 200,000 tons to a company in Liverpool that is doing margarine and the rest of it, then out of the 200,000 that you send, about 1/4 or half is fake, because the people took sand and put in different bags, because they buy by weight. And they never discovered that until when it gets to Liverpool and it reaches the industry where they are going to process it, and then their machines start cracking and breaking because you put stone inside.
Who is responsible? Is it the farmers or the traders?
Both. They are all involved in this.
So the adulteration.
I will say it was the traders that begin. The traders begin. Take, for example, the case of cotton. The cotton, I told you, we're competing with the Sudan, we're competing with the Chad. And indeed, not only, including part of Central Africa, because they ship it through Nigeria. They ship it through Nigeria. So we're competing with those. But instead of remaining clean, and then we started to do the adulteration. And how does the administration come? That's where that simple.
So this corruption,
It began from there.
yes,
And the traders, as I told you, they introduced this. The farmers, they are sending clean, normal cotton, normal groundnut, but they do not allow the farmers to produce happily. If they produce, you put it on the scale, on the market day. They have something which they call guiwa. If you put the cotton on a scale, the scale this, then they put their leg like this. About 3 strong, healthy young men, they will put their leg. So instead of 60 kilos, it will record.
okay, that's another form of cheating also.
And those cotton farmers, when they see that happen, they go back in their villages. They have a new taburma. What is taburma in
Mat.
mat? They will put it, and then they put water, and they will put the cotton. This very cotton, the following day is a market day. They will take it to the market. The laborers who are going to cheat to steal 20 kilos, they put their legs up. And the farmer who brought his cotton, he is seeing them. He is a bigger thief because that cotton has sucked water and it has become heavier. So if they steal 20 kilos for him, he has stolen 30 kilos from them. No, honestly speaking,
So everybody is cheating. Everybody is cheating everybody.
Yeah.
Except the end
bias there.
That's right.
the white man in
When it gets to Manchester, which at that time Manchester was the biggest cotton buyer from Nigeria and Sudan. So all Nigerian cotton, which is now being handled by the marketing boards and then the Nigerian Produce Marketing Company, when you open the bell, then it becomes yellow. Why? Because it was not dried. So they stopped buying Nigeria's cotton. They stopped buying Nigerian groundnut. The producers are farmers. When they produce before, it was the marketing board that always buy. Now marketing board is broke because they cannot buy. All the money that they are being advanced from BBWA, British Bank of West Africa, they were the biggest at that time. They are not.
So this is how we lost the pyramids.
That was
The groundnuts, the cotton, everything we lost.
This is one of the reasons, one of the ways we lost everything. In the so many ways, it become part of life for the farmer to do what he will do, very unorthodox, and the trader is doing what he wants to do, and also the marketing board, the advance, which they will give you maybe 1 million. It's a big money, big money. They will give you as a license according, they call it LBA, license buying agent. They will give you 1 million line. That 1 million is what you will buy, pay a commission, do everything, and yet make your own profit. So if you go to get that 1 million, 1 million, they will have to tell you, okay, we'll give you 1 million, but we have to take XYZ.
It's collateral.
No, At that time, you don't need to give collateral if you are a bona fide person as a farmer or as a trader. All you need to do is for me Angua and the rest of to identify you and to vouch for you. That's all you need to do. And you'll be given the money and you will trade with it and you will come back and pay everything before the rain falls. And at that time, the fertilizer is even free. So we have lost.
But how did you survive and succeed in this atmosphere you are describing of corruption and
Highly competitive, highly competitive. I know of there are some. I don't know if you heard of Danja in Zaria.
yes, Haruna?
Yes, Haruna Danja and all this. And there are so many of them that I cannot remember, spreading up to Funtua, there, Gusau, and all this. There are good farmers who maintain certain standard and they survive it.
Yes.
And if there is 1 million bags, if they say it's coming from so farm, automatically nobody will doubt it.
But how did you survive yourself?
By maintaining the as much as possible, by not to our knowledge, but you see, you can always have people who will try to shortcut. But Matori and all his outfit, if there is anything which earn them honor and dignity, and I think up till tomorrow, is that trying to maintain steadfast and honesty.
Now I think I want to talk about politics, because in addition to being a businessman, you have spent many decades in Nigerian politics. Tell us about this political journey and how you became a senator eventually.
Well, you see, as far as getting into politics is concerned, it is something that is driven by the sheer desire to serve. Considering the situation then, and of course, if you see it even now, you're not far off the mark. We have seen how disgusting, if that is the word, our educational system was. I'm talking of in the 90s. And quite a lot of things to do with the health situation also. That is the motivating factor that drive one into the political arena, hoping that if you are elected, you will be able to bring about some improvement on what is being obtained at that time.
Many Nigerians will say that there is no evidence that our policy is driven by this desire to improve, because the improvement hasn't happened.
I cannot speak on behalf of anybody. I'm speaking on behalf of myself. I know the situation in which we are then. I know that maybe by interaction of friends and hearing a number of papers that some intellectuals do present, I have quite a number of friends in the ABU then, like Yahya Aliyu, Ibrahim Musa. They are all late now.
So these are friends you have who gave you ideas, or you?
Yes, well, not to join politics, but hearing from these people. You can hear them talking about the bottlenecks of educational arrangement, this and that. So one gets interested how can I help? How can I help? At that time, there was the Institute of is it Institute of Administration in Congo?
Yes.
So, and coupled with at one time, I was posted to Zaria in UAC. I served there. I was in Congo.
Yes.
So all those things you can see they are influencing factors that create desire for you to be of help. What way can I be of help? And when I came here, the first person that I hear from has the same kind of thing, like that. So from there, I took it up over myself that given the opportunity, I will see in what way can we assist.
Yeah.
And it's by sheer coincidence. When I came into the Senate, all the committees that were formed, I was in the first and foremost, I was in the educational committee.
So you say that your Senate sojourn really gave you the chance to do what policies or what bills would you did you push for?
We participated in so many move that bring about some improvement and changes. Take for example, just one trade fund. We created trade fund. We did the public hearing of trade fund. We formed the trade fund. In fact, before it was called something like that. You know, all the money they deducted is they have an account in the ministry where they keep the money.
Tell us about one other cause you are involved with, which is the creation of Bauchi State. You are a young businessman, but you got involved with this.
It's very interesting, very interesting, very interesting. If one lives long, he witnesses a lot of things. He come across a lot of things. That is why sometimes if young people are doing certain things, you don't know what to do. Like a Talba or Bauchi used to say, whether to cry or to laugh.
That's Ibrahim Tahir.
Ibrahim Tahir, you know, he's my man.
Yes.
Every day. He say, we don't know what to do. You don't know whether to cry or to laugh.
Did the push for the creation of Bauchi cause you a lot of grief? Was that a price to pay?
I am telling you, when the question of agitation for Bauchi State began, with a number of people, some of them are now alive, some are gone. Like Abakar Umar, he was the SMG, and yet he was the prime figure in the move. Like Hussein Kirfi, and the former Wazir of Bauchi, Bello Kirfi also. You can go on and on and on. That is in Bauchi, in Gombe, like Ubando Gombe, of course, and hosts of others, like in Yola, they were more or less in Adamawa not so sure. If it happens, there is a state creation, well and good. But the people who really work and work hard are Bauchi, Gombe, Katagum, and all those areas.
To break the Northeast.
To break the Northeast
to a smaller state.
To a smaller state. I told you, it's not a question of smaller or bigger. It's a question of justice. At that time, anybody who is talking about something, you will see that We are talking about let there be justice. They will come with this promotion. You will see that it's only people from Borno. Everything that you come, Borno.
Because Borno was the capital, Maiduguri was the capital then.
The capital was in Bauchi. They maneuver to move it. They move it.
So how did you fit in? You are a businessman based in Kano. How did you fit into this agitation to create this?
If you are committed on something, you follow it to the letter. I'm in my Gidamai, in my filling station, right. Every evening. If Borno Express is called at that time Northeast Express, bigger buses, that time things were good. They will bring me a whole bag full of literature of leaflets, and I'm the one who will distribute to all the Bauchi people who are in Kano, who are in Fage, who are everywhere. I will distribute to them. I didn't know that police were looking. One morning, they arrest me. I didn't know that his arrest.
How long did they keep you?
That one they say I must not say it. No, that one is something else. But one thing is not nice. They asked me to write my statement, but not statement. They say write anything about yourself. Who are you? Tell us. So I write and I write and write and write. When I finished writing, I was waiting. Somebody suddenly come into the place, and he said, "Who is this?" I said, "He asked me to write." He said, "He tear it, put in the dustbin, write another one." This lie. It was then that I know really I'm in trouble.
Now, are you happy with the creation of Bauchi State? You went into a lot of trouble and with the agitation. Now you have Bauchi State, I believe, for more than 30 years.
I am happy. I'm happy in the sense that although most of those that are my colleagues whom we did this crusade together are not on this planet anymore. The governor, Musa Usman, was very furious and very unhappy with all of us. He said that all the emirs and everybody should come for a meeting in Maiduguri. They came, and he came into the chamber. Who are you? What do you think you are? Who are you? Then suddenly he said, so from today, anybody who come and talk about this state creation, we are going to deal with him. All the emirs, and they are all quiet. The emir of Misau, he said, why are you talking? He didn't tell us. These people, these boys, they are our boys. We asked them to go and do it. Everybody, emirs, this one will look at that. Then he said to us them one by one, he said, Emir of Gombe, Emir of Bauchi, are we not the people who say these boys, they should go and fight for our state? No. And ask Shehu Bornogaka. We told you that we don't want to remain in this Northeast because you are cheating us too much. Our boys will not get admission. Our boys will not get this one. He keep on mentioning until finally he just pick his paper and go.
The governor.
And he said all the emirs had, after he left, protocol, they came and they said all the emirs had excused to go with the exception of emir of Misau. He should wait. From there, they asked him to go to the guest house. He stayed in guest house because he's a very frank person.
But did they remove him?
No. They asked him there. He was, after about 3 months or so, because we used to go with him.
Yes, so he was like under house arrest.
More or less.
Yes.
Then he will tell you, look, see as my body is shining. I didn't know that it's good for somebody to stay in one place.
So he wasn't bothered.
He said, no, he didn't. He's like that. He will tell you, see my body. I'm so happy. No problem. Good food every day.
And he continued later on as emir.
Yeah, later on, somebody went, I don't know, there's some advisors to Musa Osman. He told him, look, this old man, don't allow him to have a problem in your hand. So they come and ask him to go.
They released him. And he continued as emir.
He continue.
Do you feel rewarded for agitating for Bauchi? Do you feel Bauchi has honored those of you who did this struggle?
Honestly speaking, if one is thinking of reward, if one is thinking of what we dreamt of, he will say disappointment. We meet with a disappointment. But nevertheless, it's better than the status quo as it were. We've seen the kind of journey so far since the creation of the state. The building of this state was based on initially. We're doing nothing per se. We're doing everything in a negative, I would say, with the, of course, window for correction. A lot of things which is uncalled for. You can imagine by now we shouldn't have been where we are today. We hear people coming from other clime, they mention and we saw ourselves. There is a tremendous room for improvement. The current administration, frankly speaking, they are doing their best. They are trying. They also have a dream because they don't have anywhere to go but here. So it belongs to all of us. If you do something negative way, you are losing.
What bothers you particularly?
What bothers me is that people will have a dream. They are indigents of the state. They will have a dream that in a way it will affect the lives and of virtually 80% of our people. And you will see that that dream is shattered. Although, as I said at the beginning of this discussion, the current administration, they tried their best, but where the hitch comes is from, in the view of so many political scientists, it happened through the advice. Those who are supposed to advise the chief executive, the question mark which is hanging on their neck, are they being sincere and honest with that chief executive? And if they are honest and sincere, is he also having a corresponding honesty and sincerity in accepting their own advice? Those is where the question is. I will give you an example. One of the governors of this state, at one time, he assembled what he called eggheads, headed by Aminu Saleh.
They are all in the committee, some sort of committee. To do what?
To bring about, because at that time, the governor then, he was very worried. He said, we are drifting.
Who was this governor?
We'll come to that.
Okay.
You see, he gave us only one time of reference.
You are part of the committee.
I'm part of the committee.
Right.
We are the committee. We are the committee. We have the reverends, We have the bishops
Yes.
and all those.
So one term of reference.
One term of reference that stop the drift. Stop the drift.
Did you give him one term of advice?
He did.
You gave him an advice?
He did. Who?
The governor. I mean, what did your committee?
To advise him.
What advice did you give him?
We agree that we are going to do work day and night to produce what we believe will be beneficial to you, to posterity, and to people of this state.
Did he do it?
Well, we hear all kind of information. One of the story was that somebody who is close to him, who is his friend, he said that be careful with these people. After they've been there in Abuja for ages.
You are a well-known advocate of this oil exploration here in Bauchi, Gombe. I know that you have worked on it, you have produced a book. What is happening now to your knowledge about coal mining?
Again, I must be honest with you. The questions and what you are talking about is a very sad chapter of our history as people of Bauchi, Gombe. Because a lot of effort, sincere and honest effort, that will bring about change in the lives of our people, particularly the younger generation, somehow along the line, has not been done. That will make you cry if you know the effort some people put, if you know the effort some of our administrators do put in trying to ensure that this thing come to fruition. Unfortunately, it didn't.
Buhari came here and there was a ceremony.
Buhari was here at 7 o'clock in the morning. We all gathered there, all the emirs from Gombe, all the emirs from Bauchi, all those who are responsible for one thing or the other. We assembled there. And to make matters worse, our president, Muhammadu Buhari, then he came and said he have come with the good news. He has come to tell the people of Northeast, people of Nigeria, people of, and so on and so forth, that the effort being put over the years has now come to reality. We have approved 3 industries in Kolmani area of Bauchi, now Bauchi Gombe, so to speak. We have to do that just to have a peace. We have to recognize the new terminology. Where it comes from, God knows, but what we need is peace. So, Buhari continue, President Buhari, His Excellency, continue the fact that now we will do modular refinery so that all the requirement of the Northeast, all the requirement of Northeast will be met as far as fuel is concerned. 2, we are going to do fertilizer factory for all our farmers. 2. The 3rd, they are going to do agricultural chemicals that will help to preserve food crops. These are the 3 things. I was there. Everybody was there.
What has happened?
Of course, nothing.
Nothing. 2 years later, more or less, getting to 2 years.
Nobody say anything. If you go to this one, that one will tell you, presidency, everybody continue to talk to you as if we have never known that presidency that they are talking about.
Tell us about the private Senator Matori. After all these years of struggle, you are 83 now, 84. Are you really, will you say you are happy or you are disappointed with what you see around you?
Average Bauchi indigene, like all other Nigerians, to say the least, will say that a lot has fallen short of expectation. That is to say the least. And when you come to me personally, here I am, from childhood to man, doing my very best so that we can leave a legacy that the children and our children's children will enjoy the fruit of the sweat that we are putting. They will do to improve the well-being of our people. And this my house was destroyed.
So it's to take over to improve the government house or something like that?
Well, they know better. But I cannot fight them. I cannot do anything. I am powerless.
But you are given compensation.
Compensation that I was given, if you take something of 1,000 naira and you give somebody 50 kobo, is it not, what kind of joke is that? But thank God, His Excellency himself promised that he's going to look into this. His Excellency himself, whom I believe is a very honest man, he's straightforward, and he is always on the path of truth.
So what do you do now in retirement? You're a veteran businessman. Are you still active?
I am a farmer. But even a farmer, as a farmer, one is a bit skeptical because there are so many uncertainties. I'm a true farmer in the sense that my farm is there, everybody to see. I produce, I sell. But
Not doing well.
for where? You cannot get fertilizer, you cannot get input, but somebody who has never known which is the road to farm or anywhere, he is the one with fertilizer, with the chemicals, with the seeds, and even with the land. I'm sorry for us.
How is family life for you?
Thank God. Thank God we try our best, our very best at all time. And one thing that...
You have a large family?
Of course I do. I have seven houses for my... Which I was so happy. At least I will leave this planet a very happy man. And somebody destroyed, and then I cannot... But I believe it's not the end of the story. I am praying and hoping that His Excellency will look at this thing.
Thank you, Senator Salisu Matori, for this very enlightening look into your life and experiences. Viewers, thank you for staying with us. Until another episode of Reminiscences, goodbye.